Online now, I've got a lass who has a distinguished and long career in music, continually in demand, and one of Ireland's leading female singers. She has toured every place across Ireland, the UK, the US, and indeed, I think possibly further afield. I'm delighted to say hello from County Tipperary and her home, Louise Morrissey. Louise, how are you?
I'm very well, Jerry. How are you? Lovely to speak with you.
Same as that, Louise. Yes, we're surviving. We're all in the same boat, so to speak, in music.
We are indeed. My God, we're certainly going through very strange times, and I suppose it's the main topic of conversation with all of us at the moment, and it has been for the past few months. This COVID-19 virus and how much it has affected everybody right across the board, and of course, not just all of us in the music business, but like so many other people in different businesses who have all been sort of left waiting in the wings, if you like. It's probably the nicest way to put it for the moment, and and of course, very sad that so many people also who had lost their lives. It's very, very difficult situation all around, isn't it?
Indeed so. We never ever predicted or ever thought something like this would ever happen. I think we were overconfident.
I think so, and I suppose it just goes to show how much we take things for granted as well, without realising or without meaning to over the years. Everybody, we're all flying around the place and, just leading all these busy lives, and you barely even get to meet your neighbours sometimes, just waving at each other in the car, and everybody just so busy all the time. And I think that it has made us just, sit back and just stop and appreciate all the good things that we had, and, and we have more contact with our friends and families, and just nice chats on the phone, and just more simple way of life. And it's lovely. I mean, we're lucky that we live in the country here in Tipperary, and we have been blessed that the weather has been pretty good as well, since the lockdown came into place. And, and it's lovely to be able to just get out and about for a walk and be out in the fresh air and all of that. And, and as I said, you do appreciate the simple, ordinary little things in life, but of course miss the interaction with all the people, and miss meeting people and stuff like that too. But I suppose it's done us no harm to slow down a little bit as well.
Indeed, that's the other thing. But one of the things which everybody in music says to me, that the big thing that they miss is actually the interaction with people and the meeting of people.
Yes, that's what I would find as well. Yeah, it's when you're doing so many nights in a week or so many nights in a month or whatever way, everybody has different systems the way they work in the music. But yeah, when you're on a show with other singers, there's usually a green room where everybody hangs out and chats, while they're waiting to do their spot on stage, and meeting the fans and the people who come out to the shows, and the little bit of banter. Sometimes you're around, hanging around, meeting people when they're going in, or you're out at the interval and you're out again at the end. And yeah, it's missing all of that, and missing all that interaction with other people. Yeah, it's suddenly life has become very, very quiet,
Yes.
And I suppose, yeah, everybody is in the same boat. I can imagine that everybody would sort of say the same thing, because it is meeting people, when you're just so used to meeting people. Indeed,
yes. It's the whole social interaction of being used to meeting so many people, after your shows and all the rest of it. It really must be a big shock to the system. Listen, I believe you're actually, you've done some performances since the lockdown in the open air.
I did, Jerry, yeah. Actually, I was approached by the owners of the Manila Hotel in Clonmel here in Tipperary, and they came up with this idea that because, everything was on lockdown, and the first idea they had, and I was only delighted to be involved and to help out, as did a lot of other singers around Tipperary. We did as many nursing homes as we could, where we set up outside in the nursing home, car parks or in the garden, and a lot of the time, the residents weren't able to come out. So they had them just inside the windows, and they were able to, hear the music we were playing facing into them. And then there was one or two days, where the weather was nice, and some of them, some of the residents were able to come out in the garden, and with social distancing, obviously.
Yes.
And, put on a little concert for them. So the way we worked it was, Jerry, we did 3 and 4 nursing homes a day, different. We'd set up, and the boys would pack up, and away we'd go and off to do another place. And I did 12 of them in total.
Wow.
And some of the other singers, did as many as well, and all around the county of Tipperary. And then we did a couple of shows as well. They called them Crooning for Cocooners. And these were the elderly people who had been basically locked up in their homes and weren't allowed, to come out because of the virus. So people that were living close by to the hotel were all invited to come in their cars and sit in the gardens and car park area of the hotel. And again, we were set up and we did our concert. And I know that Muriel O'Connor and Frank Curry did one as well, and a couple of other singers as well. And it was lovely. And the hotel owners gave them all a dinner to take home with them, and they gave them strawberries and ice cream and all sorts of lovely little goodies. But they had to remain in their cars, and
yes,
and all of that during it. But it was a lovely thing to be able to do for the elderly people, because, they weren't meeting any of their families and they weren't able to get out. And then obviously the people in the nursing homes couldn't have any visitors either. So it was a very difficult time for them. So it was lovely to be able to do something like that.
Indeed.
And hopefully it brought a smile to their faces.
Indeed. Well done. It was a lovely idea, and well done to yourself and everybody else indeed who did it. Absolutely superb. It was the true sort of battle spirit of showing that you can do something even in the worst of times.
Oh yeah, I mean it was lovely, and they were very enjoyable as well. It was just good fun, and reading requests, and you'd be getting little requests being handed out through the window by with the carers, and to say hello to the different residents, in through the windows and stuff. But no, it was a nice thing to do, and I just figure, look, it could be me, it could be in years to come. None of us know, that we might be in that situation ourselves, and. Sure, look, music lifts the spirit, doesn't it?
Indeed, it definitely does. Mind you, all over the years, you've recorded a heck of an amount of music.
I have. I've recorded a lot of music, Jerry, because previous to being in country music, I was in a folk group with my brothers, and we've recorded albums as well as the Morrisseys, and then my own career. Loads of albums. And actually, I have a new single ready to come out, Jerry, so you'll have it by Monday.
Okay.
And Steve Bloor is going to be doing the mailing list. And so that'll be coming out on Monday. And I had it recorded previous to the lockdown. I'd recorded a few songs with Brian Kerrigan and Letterkenny. And, with view to bringing out a single and then having another one ready to go again, at a later stage.
Yes.
And next thing was the lockdown came in, and I said, look, no point in me bringing out a single now. So, but anyway, I've decided to go with it now anyway, because it's recorded since February. So I'm looking forward to just having something new. And we're going to have a go at doing a video here at home. I'm going to get the help of my husband's nephew, who lives just a few yards down the road from us, so I'm going to get him to help out, and we're going to give it a go to see can we do a kind of a home video style video for the song as well.
Excellent.
So that'll be something to keep me busy anyway.
Indeed. Necessity being the true mother of invention.
Oh God, this modern technology is fantastic, isn't it? What can be done nowadays.
It is. Yeah. It is truly.
And actually, I recorded here at home in the house. I don't know if you saw it on Facebook, or if your listeners, a lot of them probably would have seen it on Facebook, with my lovely friend John McNichol. We had recorded a song together years ago called How's the World Treating You?
Yes.
And it's on one of my albums, it's on John's album as well. And John thought it would be nice if we recorded the vocals again from home with just a kind of a stripped back version of the song. So we did that last week, and that's up on Facebook now as well for everybody to see. And yeah, so it's nice to be doing little things like that, and to be just keeping busy.
Excellent.
Apart from doing endless amounts of housework.
Yes, it's a good little break away from from all of that. But well done.
I tell you The house was never as clean, Jerry.
Yes, it's supposed to be spotless on this stage. What about the garden? Have you managed to do any work in the garden?
Yeah, we got lots of little jobs done outside as well that needed to be done, and painting and different things, and all nice flower pots and window boxes and all that sort of thing now, so yeah. I think everyone's been doing the same thing, loads of people. The husbands couldn't put off those jobs anymore. They'd no excuse.
Yes.
During the lockdown.
It's actually quite amazing, but I've spoken to so many singers over the period of time, and the huge amount of things is that the painting they're doing, and also the gardening that they're doing. I reckon that the gardens next year are going to look something else. They really are.
I'm telling you, along the road here now, all the gardens are looking fabulous, the whole lot of them. But you need to keep yourself busy, and as I said, we've been blessed with good weather and stuff, so it is lovely to be able to be outside and to do things. And even some jobs now, I would have hated doing them before, like weeding now and things like that. I would hate doing that, but I didn't mind doing it at all now.
Yes,
it's given me something to do.
Yes, that's right. Yeah. It's kind of a new perspective on the whole thing.
Exactly. Yeah.
Exactly. You've been mainly doing over this past few years. You've kind of mainly doing concerts.
Mainly concerts, Jerry. Yeah, I love the concerts, and just doing guest spots and being part of tours and. Along with other singers. I love those kind of shows, where you are on with other people and singing with other people. And it's like what we were saying, just the interaction and the chat and the banter that goes on backstage and all that sort of thing. So that's 99% of my work would be that now, at this stage. I would do a very, very odd guest spot at a dance, but it would be a very odd one now. It's practically all concert spots now. And I really enjoy them, because, the concerts, they start early, obviously, and so they're finished earlier, and you get home that little sort of semi-normal time of the night, if you like. Yes. But, they're enjoyable. And I had great years with the dances and with the band and everything. I had great times and great fun. But, I just enjoy working like this now. It's nice.
Yes,
and I like being able to sing certain nice lovely ballads that you can sing in a concert that that you wouldn't do in a dance situation. So yes. That's nice as well.
Indeed, I bet it is. But you definitely did serve your apprenticeship I was going to say up and down the country, but also over in the UK as well, with the band for the dances for many years.
I did. I was everywhere with the band, and sure, we had great times there. We used to be over regularly in the great Galtymore, and we just, great times, great memories. And of course, and then we'd always hit Manchester and Birmingham, and we'd be in Coventry, everywhere, and we did lots of work in Scotland as well, and all that. And the welcome that we got from everybody was always great. I mean, that's the great thing. All the Irish bands and singers would always love going across to the UK, because, the welcome is just wonderful from everybody.
Yes.
From whether you're playing, around in England, or you're in Wales, or as I said, you're up in Scotland, just the welcome of the world. And a lot of the people coming to see the Irish bands aren't necessarily Irish people either. We're getting lots of English fans and Scottish fans and Welsh fans and all that. So it's great. It really is.
Indeed it is, yes. The music of Ireland certainly travels. When you take all I've got to do is take a look at the various countries listening in to the station here, and it literally is all over the world.
I know, it's fantastic really, isn't it? Because, again, you look at Ireland, we're just this little dot on the world map, and it's such a tiny little country, but, there's just been some great music and dancing, and we've great world famous actors, and it's a great little country really.
Indeed so. And there's for such a small country, there's a huge amount of talent in the arts which have come out of Ireland, not alone even in music, but even in literature as well.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, very much so. Yeah, so it's lovely to be part of all of that, and you know, sure, it's great.
Indeed.
Great little place.
Indeed, and you're enjoying the good weather to boot. Even though we're in this position, Louise, listen, it's been lovely to catch up with you. I look forward to getting the new single when it comes out, and some more new music as it comes. Listen, I wish you all the very best, yourself and hubby and all the families, the very best. And as I say, stay safe, stay healthy and happy.
Thank you very much, Jerry, and you too, and thanks. Lovely to speak to you, and thanks for having me on, and thank you as always. You've been great to all of us, been great to all the Irish singers and the support that you give us, and all your listeners as well. Thanks to all of you as well, and everybody stay safe. And please God, we'll all be back on tour soon again.